Hi Hatchlings, this was suggested to me. I talked about cave stories, so we're gonna watch Unimaginable Way. Cavers get stranded in a maze-like cave by On the Verge.
Two horrifying
Two.
caving stories that went horribly wrong.
This is
As
one.
always, viewer discretion is advised.
Yes.
On August 12th,
Okay.
1981, Harold Fox Jr.
Who,
and Sean Fridley.
thinking about going cave diving at that time is crazy because the equipment difference. Guys.
Entered Big Springs Cave in Tucker County, West Virginia.
Okay.
Like many
I don't know
explorers,
anything
they
about
had a
this
simple
one.
system for making sure they could get back out safely. As they moved
Chalk?
deeper into the cave, they
Chalk?
marked their route with flags.
Okay, no, flag.
Points, especially where passages split or where
Yeah.
a wrong turn could
My ass goes up top. Okay, which way's back? Further in the cave, guys. Let's go.
send them in the wrong direction. Early on, they were doing exactly what they were supposed to do.
Okay, so being
They were
smart.
paying attention, marking properly, and
Good.
moving through the cave with a
But
method that
we
made
all know
sense.
how it goes.
For a
Someone does
while,
something
everything
wrong.
stayed under control. They continued inward,
Okay,
leaving
yeah.
markers behind them.
Did
and
Fridley
building a trail
mess
they
up or
could
did
follow
Fox
back
mess up?
later.
See, I have to go
At
up.
some point during the trip,
Wait,
Fridley
what's that?
brought up another topic,
Ooh, what's that? Oh,
something unrelated to the cave itself. And the two of them got
water
into
diving.
a longer conversation while continuing to walk.
Oh, they didn't think
there was
about.
nothing unusual about that on its
They
own.
forgot the
Two
mark.
people inside a cave talking as they
No.
move is not some reckless act by itself.
Until you forget that you're in such deep conversation that you realize you haven't been marking anything. You're just trotting along. That's what I would do. I would totally forget what I was supposed to do, such as
The problem
marking.
was that their attention shifted just enough for
Oh,
a routine
no.
task to slip. While caught up in that conversation,
No.
they passed two important points in the cave without placing any markers.
Ooh.
They did not realize it in the moment.
They passed
just
two
kept
at least,
moving,
didn't they?
still assuming their route was being documented the way it had been from the beginning. After some time,
That's ADHDers. We go and we will not realize what we've missed, what we've done, and then we're like, which way do we go? Is it that way? Is it that way? I think it's that way.
the conversation faded. Their attention returned to the cave, and they started marking again. From that point
Okay, so
onward, they continued
they
as normal.
realized
The issue was that the break
there's
had
a big
already
old
happened.
gap. Yeah.
Behind them
Oh,
now
no.
sat two unmarked sections, and those two missing reference points were enough to create a gap in the only system they had for getting back out.
Cause like the guy who does this, right? He makes it seem like it's so easy. It's just up or down, but it's so hard to tell when you're in a cave. A little dark area. Which way is which?
Eventually, they decided to turn around. Initially, the return seemed
Oh
straightforward.
no.
They followed the markers they had placed and retraced their path without much.
See, like my worry is like, I don't know how much oxygen gets down there. I really don't. And like, yeah, I came from a cave, whatever. But my cave was very simple, no maze. But like the idea of getting stuck in a cave and like trying to see if you can make it back, but ultimately absolutely failing. Is
That probably gave them some confidence because for a while the system still appeared to be working. Then they reached a place where they expected to see another marker, and there was nothing there. At first, that would not have felt like disaster. It would have felt like confusion. A missed glance. A marker hidden from one angle. Maybe they had walked a few feet too far. So they kept looking. They checked nearby surfaces. They moved forward a bit, expecting the next one to appear.
Did they miss the
But it
one?
didn't. The longer they searched without finding it, the more the situation started to change.
Ooh.
Now they were no longer.
I think this is more spooky than spooky stuff. Is the idea that you're like, shit, did I take the wrong path or is it just me? Am I missing the flag?
Simply following a marked route. They were trying to recover one. They continued a little farther, still hoping the problem would correct itself. But instead,
how far did they
started to
go?
feel less familiar. That is what makes these situations so dangerous.
Yeah,
A
because
cave
everything
does not need to
looks
become
familiar,
physically
but then
different to
doesn't look
become
different.
Mentally unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Once the sequence breaks,
It's dark.
everything starts to blur together. A passage that felt clear on the way in starts looking like three others. A turn that seemed obvious before stops standing out at all. They realized they needed to backtrack to the last marker they remembered clearly and start over from there. So they turned around and tried to return to the previous confirmed point. But that created a second problem. When they attempted to get back to that earlier marker, they could not find that one either. At that point, the situation became much more serious. They were no
No, going back and thinking like, oh, it's easy to get back to that marker, then realizing, no, it's not. Oh,
longer dealing with one missing marker. They
especially
were
if
now
no one knows
trapped
you're down
between 2
there.
points of certainty with nothing dependable in the middle. The reason was
Does
simple.
someone know you're down there?
During the period when they had been distracted and talking, they had crossed 2 passage points without marking them.
Ooh, 2
And
passage
now,
points.
on the return, they were stuck in exactly the broken stretch. The 2 unmarked passage routes created uncertainty in both
Are they like a
directions.
loop?
They had more than one possible way they
Just
might have
constantly
gone,
going?
and the more they tried to solve it by memory alone, the more unreliable memory became.
Ooh.
They moved between possible routes, trying to recognize surfaces, bends,
Eee.
openings, anything that would clearly tell them which
That's so
path was
scary to
theirs.
think about.
In trying to solve the problem,
Because
they wandered into
phones
different sections of the cave and
they didn't even have phones. Think about that. That time, I don't even think flip phones existed. So, and even if they did, there's no signal down there. So I hope they told someone.
got farther away
Always
from
tell
their
someone,
original
guys.
route.
Always.
At some point, they understood that they were no longer
Oh,
searching
no.
for a missed marker, but were now genuinely lost.
Okay.
That changes the decision-making completely. From there, every choice becomes a trade-off between
Caves
doing
look
something
so pretty,
and
but they're
making
so
things
scary.
worse.
Just
They
for the
knew enough to
confusion
understand
alone.
that wandering deeper
And the
could turn a
squeezing.
bad situation into a deadly one. So, instead of continuing to roam through the cave blindly,
Yeah. What do they do?
stopped and waited in the cold, dark passage.
Smarter than
Outside,
getting
the
lost.
delay had started to become noticeable. Nobody immediately assumed the worst. Caving trips
Okay.
can run longer
They
than
told people
expected.
then. Because normally you tell people where you're going, you know, after so long, please come looking for me, get a search party. Never do something like this without giving someone notice so you don't, they don't just lose you and no rescue will come. Especially in caves.
But as more time passed and there was still no sign of the 2 men, that concern became harder to dismiss.
Ooh.
Their parents knew where they had gone. They had
Okay.
left word of their objective, so their parents had enough information to know where the problem probably was. Eventually, emergency help was contacted. A search effort began.
Oh,
and
but
the
how
first
cold
rescuers
was
entered
it?
the cave looking for the pair. They had the obvious goal of locating them quickly, but that is much easier said than done in a cave system,
Yes.
when the last
Especially if
known
they're
position
injured.
is only the entrance and not some precise internal route. Those initial teams moved through the system, looking for signs, checking passages,
But you
and
have to go
trying
through
follow
certain
whatever
ways.
clues they could
Yeah.
find. They searched to the best of their ability, but
Did
they
they
could
not
not
find
find
them?
the 2 men.
No.
Back inside the cave, Fox and Fridley were now left with time to think. Time underground works against you in quiet ways.
Oh, because you don't know how
Fatigue
long.
increases, muscles stiffen. The
Yeah,
air feels colder.
it's cold.
Hunger and dehydration start to matter more.
Oh.
The longer the wait, the harder it becomes to stay calm. At the same time, they knew the risk of getting up and wandering further. If they made another wrong choice
Oh,
and
no, what
moved
are they
deeper
gonna
into
do?
the cave, they could make themselves much harder to find.
Yeah, true.
And once movement
True.
stops in a situation like
It's like in a situation like this, you think you'll be fine waiting, but you don't have anything to distract you. You don't have a phone. You don't have anything to play with. It's cold. You don't know if it's day or night. Well, I guess you could tell by your watch, but like still, and then you got batteries to worry about. Oh, girl.
that,
Oh,
the
girl.
mind starts going back over every step that led
Yeah.
there. They
What if we
discussed
did
what had
this? What
gone
if we do
wrong,
that?
knowing
Yeah.
that they had failed to mark
What if's the
points
worst?
did not do them any good during that time, so they remained where they were. All they could do now
I
was
can
trust that
understand
process
waiting
and stay where they were
and
likely to be
hoping for the
found.
best.
Outside, the unsuccessful initial search made the situation more
Ooh.
urgent. Additional help was needed, and
They
more
have to split up.
experienced people were brought in. The U.S. Forest Service was contacted, and local cave experts were called
You know,
as
I
well.
have no idea
A
who
larger rescue
actually
effort was assembled,
rescues,
with
other
roughly
than
a
like
dozen
people who
people
know the
involved.
cave.
This
Not
time,
like
the
forests.
approach became more methodical. They did
Nothing
not
like
simply
that.
go in hoping to run across the pair. They went in looking for a pattern.
Yeah.
As the rescuers moved deeper into
Oh,
Big
did they
Springs
notice the
Cave,
flag?
they started finding the markers Fox
Okay.
and Fridley had placed. That immediately gave them something useful.
Yeah.
The rescuers followed the markers.
How did the
deeper,
others not find the
watching
flags,
how they had been
actually?
placed
What?
and how regularly
That
they
makes no
appeared.
sense.
For a while,
How did they not notice? Did they not go far? Or did they choose the wrong path? Well, maybe that's why they're
the
inexperienced.
pattern held together. Then, just as suddenly, the marker sequence broke for a
Oh.
while and appeared again. That
Oh,
break
yep.
stood out, suggesting distraction or
Smart,
oversight
smart.
during part of the trip.
Yep.
More importantly, it meant the pair would have had trouble on the way back exactly
Okay,
there.
so they knew. They're
That
like,
gave
well,
the
there's it
searchers
fucked
a
up.
workable theory. And with that theory, they could narrow the search. The rescue team
It's
divided
either
into
way.
pairs and spread through those sections.
It's either that
carefully.
split or this
They
split.
continued calling out through the passages, and eventually, one of the pairs heard a response. That was the breakthrough.
Yay!
Fox and Fridley were eventually found and brought out.
Yay, it's that sad
The two men
story.
were alive, stationary,
Woo, let's go.
and stable. The entire incident came down to something small enough that many people would underestimate
Scary.
it from the outside. Once they tried to recover it and failed, they entered the part of cave travel where every additional movement threatens to make things worse. What saved them was not luck alone.
Yep.
It was also the fact that they had left word of where they were going,
Yep,
that
do so,
people
do so.
outside took, and that
Always.
experienced rescuers were eventually brought in who could read the markers, recognize the broken pattern,
Smart,
and
smart.
understand exactly where things
Smart
had
rescuers.
probably gone wrong. On February 14th,
Okay. You smart guys. Don't do some shit. And it'll be fine. Here's the next cave story.
1983, at around 11:30 in the morning, Anthony Harold,
Okay.
George Stake, and Alex Kawa
Stake.
arrived at Pine Hill Cave in
Kawa.
Rockcastle County, Kentucky, with a clear plan in mind. The idea was
That's
simple
mostly a
on
pretty
paper.
cave.
They would enter through the vertical
Oh!
entrance.
No, I'm done. Nope. You do not give me big drops. I don't mind climbing. I just don't like heights. In a sense of I have bad vertigo where my body's gonna be like, you're gonna lean into it. You're gonna lean into it. And more until inevitably you fall.
Descend the
And then I thought of a cave,
165-foot
how
pit,
dark it is.
move through the lower passages,
No.
and eventually exit through a horizontal opening connected to the same system.
Okay.
It was a through trip,
Look at that. Look.
something cavers do when they know both ends
I hope
of the
that's
cave
actually from the
and
same
expect
cave.
to connect them from the inside. They approached the vertical drop, secured their
Oof.
line, and made their way down one by one. The descent itself
Okay.
wasn't the problem.
That's
It was
scary, though.
controlled,
Cause you're,
expected,
I'm
and
like, my rope's breaking. That's what's gonna happen. My rope is gonna break, and I'm just gonna plummet.
once they reached the bottom, they were in the section they intended to explore. From there,
Okay.
the goal was to locate the passage that would lead them toward the horizontal exit.
Okay.
At first, everything followed the plan.
And out,
They
and
moved
out.
through the lower section, scanning for the connecting passage that would take them out. It didn't take
Okay.
long to find the route they were looking for, but when they reached it, they ran into
Oh,
something they
no.
hadn't accounted for.
It
The
was closed
passage
off.
wasn't open. It was blocked.
No.
Not part
I think that would be my worst fear. You're like, I'm just gonna walk. We got down the drop. I'm good. I'm like la da 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 da, and then it's blocked. And do you even have the gear to get back up? Like, cause you're not expecting it to be blocked.
partially restricted, not something that could be squeezed through with effort, but filled
Yeah.
in with debris, packed
That's
enough that it wasn't
crazy.
immediately passable. They stopped there and assessed it.
I wonder if it was
At
like
that
a
point,
rain
the
or
trip
storm
shifted from movement
that
to
caused it?
decision making. They had come down expecting that route to be open,
and not going
and
back
now
up.
the exit they had planned to use was sealed. They spent
Ugh.
time trying to clear it, working at the debris.
Yeah, it must have been a
pulling
storm or
loose
something that
material,
pushed it
trying
through.
to create enough space to push
Cause
through.
tornadoes and
For a
shit.
while, it probably seemed like it might work. Small
Oh.
collapses can sometimes be opened with effort, and
Nope,
cavers do
or
occasionally
worse.
dig their way through obstructions. But this wasn't something that gave way easily. The
Oh
blockage held.
no.
The more
Huh?
they worked at it, the more it became clear that
Always
clearing it
have
would
a
take
backup
more
plan.
time and effort than they had
Always.
planned for. Eventually, they had to accept that this route wasn't
Ooh.
going to be their way out. So the plan had to change.
So
The
that is, like, I guess you would normally think if you've been through before, or no one's really said it's ever been blocked, you think you're good. You think you're solid. But nope, not this time. And you can't go back up because you don't have the gear to go back up. Oh no, are they gonna attempt? Are they gonna attempt to go
The
up?
remaining option was to go
And
back the way they had
oh
come, up
no.
the same 165-foot
Ah,
vertical pit.
what if you don't have the
they had
safety for
descended
it
earlier.
though?
That's when the second problem became obvious.
Oh.
They hadn't brought vertical gear for the ascent. They had come in expecting a through trip. That meant
That
they
that
planned
gear
to
still
exit
looks crazy.
horizontally, not climb back
The
up
fact
a
that you
vertical
trust
shaft.
that, I would
The
be
rope was there,
terrified.
but having a rope and having the equipment to climb it are two very
Oh,
different
they're gonna
things.
try to just climb it
Ascending
without
a
it?
vertical rope safely requires proper gear, ascenders, harness systems, or at least a setup designed for controlled upward movement.
Yeah, I've seen
Without that,
those.
the rope is effectively just a line hanging in
Yeah.
space.
And
They
that's not gonna
tried
hold you
anyway.
up.
Using
Oh,
whatever
no.
excess mainline and material they had,
Oh,
they attempted
no.
to create some kind of
Someone's
improvised
falling.
ascending system. They worked with knots, loops, and friction methods, trying to find a way to gain
Someone's gonna
upward
fall,
movement.
man. And
For
they're
a
gonna get
short
hurt.
distance, they might have
Bad.
managed to lift themselves slightly, testing whether something could work. But it didn't hold up as a reliable method. The rope setup wasn't stable enough.
Okay,
And
okay.
without proper
They're
equipment,
just trapped.
every attempt cost energy without real progress. After repeated attempts, they understood
up?
that this wasn't going to work.
Ooh,
Now
that's
they
gonna
were
be
at the bottom
scary.
of a 165-foot pit with no accessible exit
Ooh,
and
girl.
no reliable
It's
way to climb
dark.
back
You only
up.
have your lights.
At that point,
You probably didn't
movement stopped.
overpack
They sat
enough.
down and shifted from trying to solve the problem physically to managing the
Like how I'm moving
situation
with
they were
them.
now in. One advantage they had was that they were not completely unprepared. They
Okay,
had
what do they
brought
got?
food. They had light.
All right,
That
rice.
alone made a significant difference because
I'm
it
sure it
meant
wasn't
they
just
were
rice.
not immediately under pressure from
Uh-oh,
hunger or
but dripping.
darkness.
Does that mean
But
it's
the
cold and
environment
wet?
itself introduced another problem. Water was steadily falling from above.
Oh no,
Not
what
a
if it was
sudden
raining
rush,
too?
Not a flood, but a continuous drip that did not stop. Over
Ooh,
time, that
cold and
matters.
wet.
It keeps everything wet, including clothing and gear. The cave floor where they were sitting had several inches of water already.
Oh
around 3 to
no.
4 inches deep.
You're
enough to keep
trapped
them in
and
constant
potentially
contact with
flooded
cold
in?
water. Caves maintain low, stable temperatures, and when you add continuous moisture to that,
Yep.
the body starts
You're
using heat faster
you're
than
just
it can
done.
maintain it.
There's a soggy
Sitting
mess.
still in that environment
Soggy
accelerates
sponge.
the problem. So, while they had food and light, they were now dealing with another
But you're
risk,
cold and wet.
hypothermia. They tried to
That's
manage
scary.
it as best as they could, staying close together, limiting unnecessary movement, conserving energy, and keeping
I'd be
their lights
like a
controlled
shivering
so
like
they
a
would
chihuahua.
last. Time would have started to feel slower
Constantly.
at that point. Once you are forced to wait, the situation
I can't stop
becomes
shaking
about
either when I'm
endurance
cold.
rather than action. They knew
Oh,
what
like it's like
important
that?
for them.
Oh,
People outside knew where they were going. On the surface,
did they?
their absence followed a familiar pattern at first. They were expected to complete the trip and exit within
When?
a certain time window.
Okay, smart.
When that time passed, it didn't immediately trigger panic.
Okay.
Food trips can run longer than expected. Delays happen. People take time exploring.
Yeah.
Someone might assume they simply spent longer
But like
underground.
that also delays
But
your
as more
rescue.
time passed and there was still no sign of them,
Yeah.
that assumption became harder to hold. Their
Oh
friends
yeah,
knew
for
their plan.
sure.
They knew the entry point. They knew the intended exit.
Mm-hmm.
When the group didn't show up where they were expected, it raised a clear concern. A search
Smart.
was organized,
Smart.
rescuers began assembling, and people familiar with the cave system were contacted.
Oh, did they know
Once it was
this? The
established
other
that the three had entered through the vertical
is
shaft
blocked?
and not exited, the likely scenario became clear. Something had gone wrong inside, and the vertical entrance became the primary focus. Back inside the cave, the three men continued waiting.
Oof.
The conditions didn't improve. The steady drip of water
But they
kept
should
them
be
wet.
they should be
And
close
over
to that
time,
exit.
That started to take its toll physically. Cold doesn't feel extreme all at once in a cave like that. It builds gradually.
Ooh.
Movement becomes slower. Energy drains faster.
Like, oh, I get like, my fingies want to like clamp up. So I can only imagine that, your whole joints are clamping up. You just can't move. You're probably so disoriented too.
At that point, they were relying on one thing, that the people outside had already
Yeah, to
realized
rescue.
something was wrong, and that help was on the way.
Hopefully.
Outside, the rescue effort moved forward with a clearer plan than in many Lost Caver situations.
Oh,
They weren't
smart.
searching a wide, unknown system. They had a defined entry
Okay,
point and a
yeah.
likely problem area, the vertical shaft.
Oh, like if
Rescuers
someone
prepared
fall.
to descend into
you
the
know?
pit properly equipped.
They're expecting someone that
This
fell.
time, there was no assumption about exiting another way. The goal was direct access. A team went down the 165-foot drop
Oh, that's so
using
scary
proper
though.
vertical gear. As they reached the bottom, they immediately entered the same conditions the three had been dealing with.
Wet and cold.
Water, cold, and confined space.
Yeah.
They didn't have to search far. The three men were still at the base of the pit,
Okay.
exactly where they had
Smart
decided
move,
to
smart
wait.
move.
They had done the one thing that made the rescue straightforward. They had stayed in a predictable location.
Hopefully nothing else
They were
bad.
found at around 9:30 a.m. on February 15th. From there, the focus shifted quickly from locating them to getting them out.
Smart.
With proper equipment, the ascent was controlled. One by one, they were brought up the same shaft they had
Smart,
come
smart.
down the previous day. Within about an hour, all three were out of the cave. After the
Yay!
rescue, they were taken to a local hospital and treated
Let's
for
go.
hypothermia. The cold exposure had taken its toll, but because they had food, light, and had avoided further movement that could have worsened their situation,
Okay, that group was
they
smart.
were stable enough to recover and were later released.
Yay!
The entire incident came down to a planning assumption. They had
Yeah.
planned for a through trip and
Always
prepared
plan
for
for
that route,
worst
but they
case
had not prepared
scenario.
for the possibility that the exit passage might be blocked. When
Yeah.
that single assumption failed, they were left without a
Plan
workable
smartly,
backup for
guys.
the vertical ascent. At the same time, a few things
Always have
worked
a
in their
backup
favor.
plan.
They left word of their plans. They carried extra food and light.
Good.
And when the situation turned, they made the correct decision to stop moving and wait instead of
Yeah,
trying
because
to
if you
force
keep
a
moving,
solution
you're
that wasn't
going to get
working.
more lost,
In
I feel
caves,
like.
the difference between a difficult situation and a
Mhm.
fatal one often comes down to decisions made after
Smart.
something goes wrong. In this case,
Smart
once the
beans,
plan
they-
failed, they didn't make it worse, and that made all the difference.
Yep, they were smart on that one. Make sure you be smart, guys. Check them out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.